Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Candy Shop. And today I am so excited to have a very, very beautiful, intelligent, witty, special guest with me. Another Candy, Candace from the Candy Shop.
Yes, woo! Yes. Thank you for having me. I am excited to be here with Miss Candy Washington here at the Candy Shop. We unite.
Yes, we unite. The candy canes meet the sugar babies. Unite, unite, unite. We are going to get into it. So, if you guys are here for the first time, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, giving you my unique perspective on all things pop culture, reality TV, skincare, self care, and all the fun things in between. And I have with me the beautiful Candace from the Candy Shop. Be sure to go and subscribe to her channel. It is linked in the description box. So go show our girl some support. And as you guys come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a couple friends because a kiki is always better with community. And put it in the chat box. Give Candace a shout out. Give her a little sugar baby. Throw your candy canes. Let us know where are you listening in from before we get into today's episode recap, which is the Real Housewives of Potomac. Hi, Jam. He is saying yes, yes, yes. He's so excited. Hey, Darren. Darren says, hey, Candy Canes. Hello, hello, hello. So,
Hey,
Candace,
Darren.
before we kick it off and we give people time to get into the room, give us a little overview of you and your channel. Introduce yourself and just let us know a little bit about you.
Yes, so I've been on YouTube a long time, but I recently started putting out content. It's been about a year. And so my channel deals more with, I know people hate when you say this, I'm an advocate for women, Black women, but that's what my channel is about. I like reviewing reality shows. I like talking about issues that we face today. And then we today is my Mimosa Monday this evening.
I might have to join you for that.
Yes, I would love if you would join. Tonight I am talking about R. Kelly. I do want to talk about that a little bit, and we can talk a little bit about Love and Marriage Huntsville and carry on the conversation about Potomac. So I would love if you would join tonight.
Yes, if I can, I will be on there with my mimosa. Rest to go.
Yeah.
Hi, beautiful Miss T. She says, hello, Candy and the Candy Canes, finally home from Hurricane Ida. Hi, Miss T. Oh, sending so much blessing and healing for everyone who was affected by Hurricane Ida. So good to hear that you are feeling good, Miss T, and you are safe and sound.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So that's right. I see more people are in the room. So be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Hit that notification bell so you can join us when we go live. Check out the description box and give our girl Candace over at the Candy Shop a quick subscribe and follow. And oh my God, we have a little special guest over here. Hey, so debonair. He says, hey, ladies.
Yes, Hazel Debonair.
We were just singing your praises behind the scenes. We're just saying what a sweet, sensitive soul you are, and we both are huge fans of yours.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Jay Mesa says, hi, Candy. Hashtag Cavity Squad. What up? Sugar babies and the Candy Canes unite. Yes,
Yes.
yes. I love it. Hey, Sumai Singh. She goes, a double dose of candy with two of my favorite girls. Love the sisterhood. Yes.
Yes.
We're doing it. We are doing the damn thing. Hey, Young Rich goes, hey, Queen.
Yes. Hey, Young Rich.
Hey, Young Rich. Girl, we love you. We love you over here. Hey, Reparation. She goes, hey, Candy Squared.
Yes, Candy Square.
Candy Squared. Double the chocolate. Double the chocolate. Ow. We are doing it up in here. I mean, look at all this popping. Look at us. I keep pointing over here. Look at us. Look at my point. No, look at this beautiful woman over here.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Miss T, for holding us down. Hello, beautiful. Hey, Sinitra. Yes, hey, Sinitra. We love you, girl. She's another one of our favorites. Representatives. Hey, so Deb. Love. We're going to do a couple more shout outs and then we are going to dive into the recap. Hey, Sharon Rim says, hey, Candy, my love. Hey. Yes, so Debonair is sending us some love. We love you. He's sending us some Candy Cane some love. Aw, Takia Warren. Hello, Candy Canes. Hello, Candy Canes, and all the sugar babies. Hello, hello, hello. And again, Sharon Redmond says, I just got a cavity. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. Hey, Alexis Wells. Hello, my lovely. Hashtag on my own terms. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. Sasha T, my beautiful mod. Shout out to you. She goes, hey, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. That is right. Oh, and my mods. The link to Candace's YouTube is in the description box if you want to make sure to tell people to go and follow her too. Hi, 2B Native. She gave us already got a super chat. She says, hey, kids, love you, Candy Canes. Thank you so much. Oh, we're getting so much love. Look at all the sweetness, y'all. Hashtag sugar high. I love it. I love it. Since Darren Hood. All right, you guys. All right, we got a full house.
Yes.
We got a full house. All right, so we are going to dive into the episode, which was Goddesses of War. Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, we have to give a quick shout out. Hey, Evangelist Valerie. She goes, hey, Candy sisters getting in from the doctors. Well, I hope everything went well. The doctor sending you love, and thank you for saying hi.
Hey, Evangelist.
Yes. Oh, BG Des. All right, you guys, I gotta stop. I'm getting so distracted. I am so distracted. BG Des, hey, I love all seeing my candy canes. Love this. Yes, love to all my candy canes. Shout out to the sugar babies. Everybody, we just love everyone. And so we are so excited. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's get into it.
Yes.
Let's see, who do we want to slaughter first?
We can go with the lady that has my name. I want to talk about her.
You want to start with Candace?
Yes.
Let's start with Candace. I'll give you my overview on Candace and Chris, and then I want you to give me your overview on Candace and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when it comes to Candace and Chris, I am actually Team Chris 1,000%. I feel like she's getting all of this attitude and angst from him because if you remember, not this episode, but last episode, she kind of came to Chris with a little attitude, carrying Giselle's bone, being like, oh, well, Giselle said that you're riding my coattails. And she did not defend him. She didn't come to bat for him. She kind of left him hanging to defend himself. So I think this episode, that's why we're seeing him day drinking. And that's why we're seeing him not showing up at the music video, or at least telling her he's not going to show up and kind of giving her attitude and having them fight. And then I also thought I kind of wanted to give Chris a little bit of grace because when I went back and watched the episode, I thought, you know what? This is a man that, for better or for worse, his livelihood was being a chef or a cook. And the pandemic hit that hard. And I think for anyone, especially going through a pandemic and especially being a man, when your livelihood is affected like that, of course you might be a little bit more depressed or have a little bit more of an attitude or whatever the case is. And then at home, you are being basically emasculated, right? Your wife is telling you, well, my friends think that you are mooching off of me. My mother thinks that you're a deadbeat. You know, I'm the biggest, I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one who does this. You're my husbander. You need to do this. This is for me. Oh, and your little hobby of cooking, that's cute, but I'm the one who pays the bills. Mm-hmm. So over to you, Candace.
Yeah, I agree 100%. For one, because I'm married myself, telling your husband what your friends think of him is not like the best thing because you're supposed to stand by your husband. So the fact that she told Chris, I hear the echo now again. I hope it doesn't sound too bad, but the fact that she told Chris that Giselle thinks basically he's nothing, because that's what I took from it, was not right. And so you can see it like played a part in how he moved through the house, the drinking, the arguing. She was so disrespectful. And even on the last episode, when they were at the restaurant and she argued in public with him and she like cursed him out. Like I said, I'm an advocate for Black women, but sometimes we need to hold each other accountable. She was completely wrong. She's coming off very spoiled. And I'll say this again. She's showing why she was dragged last season by Monique. Like she's writing a lot of checks again that her behind yet again can't cash. And so I'm not feeling her. She's just nasty. She says below the belt things to Ashley, even though Ashley has carried her own little bones, but to me, she was body shaming Ashley. So Candace needs, to me, a reality check. She needs a little bit of therapy. I hate to say it, and she needs to grow up because she's a spoiled brat right now, and I don't understand why she thinks that this man, even though this is her husband, and he may be in between jobs, I don't know why she thinks that he's her personal servant. That's the way it's coming off. So, yeah.
I agree with you 1,000%. I think I've never been a Candace fan. I've warmed up to her more this season only because she's just been less unlikable. Not 1,000% likable, but just less than. I think she knew she had to like take it down a couple of notches. I did agree with her, not body shaming anybody because that's never okay. But I did agree with her that it was hypocrisy.
Yes.
For Ashley to be like, oh, you're body shaming, you're calling me wide, but she was like, but excuse me, boo-boo, didn't you body shame Wendy for her showing her tits and her boobs and her, being all this and this? So like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like if you want to put somebody's body on display as a part of conversation and how they choose to present themselves, then you can't really turn around and say I'm being body shamed when somebody has the same opinion about the way you look or you don't look, right?
Right.
But I think neither one was right. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like at times Candace like just fights below the belt. She's very dirty in how she attacks. The situation with Wendy, I don't look at them as them shaming her. If anything, I think they were a little bit jealous and they don't like the fact that this woman that came on here initially to be, it seems like in the background, is starting to look as good as they look. So with Candace though, I was about to call her Candy. With Candace, I'm not feeling her. And what's so crazy is, Candy is on the show because of Ashley. They were both pageant queens. So it's like, where was the breakdown? If anybody can help us remember, where was this breakdown in their relationship? Because they started out as friends, unless they were just frenemies all along, and we're just now seeing that on the screen. So
I don't remember. Okay, so when it comes to Candace and Ashley, now the reason why there's the breakdown is because Ashley had written the letter for Monique during the whole potential lawsuit thing, saying, oh, you know what, Candace has been verbally abusive, she's been physically aggressive, she was waving a butter knife in my face at the whole house, she's done this, this, and this, and this, and this. So Candace, who we all know is emotionally immature at times, is unable to forgive or understand why Ashley would do that on Monique's behalf against her. She's very much like, well, if you're not for me, then you're just against me. Very, very immature thinking. And then also when it comes to Candace and Ashley, do you remember, I think it must have been last season or the season before that, and she was very jealous of Ashley and Monique becoming friends. And she was like, oh, well, now that you're friends with Ashley, you don't need me anymore. And it was that whole situation where Monique had showed Ashley the text between her and Candace. And I don't think Monique realized, I thought that was shady on Monique's part. You don't show another person somebody else's personal text. I don't care what your reason is. But I don't think she realized that Candace was going to take it so personally. And that's why when Monique was pregnant, they had that big fight, remember? And she was like, I'll drag you. It was like all over that stuff. And it was just like, you guys relax, everybody calm down. Monique, you're pregnant, sit down. Candace, grow up. Ashley, stop stirring the pot. But I will say, I thought Candace was the MVP of the episode for one reason. And let me know if you agree with me. She actually had the balls to call Giselle to task about Jamal. At the thing, right? She was like, so Giselle, let's talk about Jamal. And I was just like, yes, finally. And then you could tell that Jizzy, who I'm not a fan of at all, her whole response, like, oh, I knew about the girl. I knew about her, blah, blah, blah. Of course you knew about her, Giselle. You know who Pastor Holy Whore is. You knew he was cheating on you the whole time. You knew that this was a fake relationship storyline that you put together. Like, this was just nothing but a scheme. So, of course you knew because he was keeping it funky with you the whole time. No, I'm not with you. Sure, I'll do this fake storyline. And I'm just going to go out and be the hoe I've always been. No biggie. She's just mad she got exposed. And so when it comes to Giselle and Jamal, I think she's projecting the apology that she so desperately wants from Jamal, because he really disrespected her and played the hell out of her after Binder Time stories happened. He just completely played the hell out of her and disrespected her and told the whole world this was nothing but a scheme for the show. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think that Giselle is projecting the apology she wants from Jamal onto Karen? Because it seems like she keeps going after Karen because she wants to get from Karen, but she will never get from Jamal.
Definitely. And with Candace bringing that up at the goddess lunch or whatever this was, it further validated the fact that this was a made up relationship. And now we see why her children, when they were around, both of them were not happy with the situation, because it's almost like now looking back at it, you can see it was just a facade. This was something definitely for the show. Maybe Giselle thought that by bringing this relationship to it, it would bring her and Jamal closer. Because if anything, they seem like friends that co-parent. That's what they seem like. So maybe she thought they would be together. But when she said, oh, yes, I knew about the woman. I knew about her. It was like, come on now. All this time, like, if she at the reunion, she went off because they brought this up. And so it's just, it further makes me not like Giselle, because I used to like her. She was my favorite. She was my Nene, because I love Nene. She was my Nene on Potomac, but it's like she dishes it out but cannot take it back. I was shocked that this was the first time she was vulnerable and really told us how she felt about her own personal situation. And so the fact that her kids were hurt, I think that's her fault as well. And yes, she does project the apology that she wants from Jamal on everyone else, including Karen. And it's because Karen knows everything. So
exactly. I agree with you 100%. And I love that you brought up the relationship between Giselle and her daughters, because I have spoken on this, and I think that I never want to shame a mother or tell someone how to be a mother. So I'm not saying that. I'm just giving my opinion on what I observe her interactions with her children to be. And I find her to be very egotistical and narcissistic, and that she leans too much on her children for emotional support. I think she views her children as her girlfriends and not as her children. And another big red, we've discussed it in the past, but for this particular episode, one big red flag that just made my stomach churn was when she was talking to Grace and the two beautiful twins. And they were like, oh, Grace is getting older. She's going to be a junior. She'll be in college soon. And Giselle's like, oh, well, when you guys are in college, are you guys going to be concerned about me? Are you going to worry about me? Like, I know you guys don't want me to be alone. I know you don't, do you want me to date? And I was just like, this is so disgusting, Giselle. When your daughters go to college, it should be about them going into their womanhood, not them still worrying about their lying, fraudulent mother back at home. Like, usually that conversation would go, you're going to be off in college. I'm going to be so worried about you, but I trust you to make the right decisions. Why are you asking your daughters if they're going to be concerned about you? And just, again, it goes back to the fact that she has this very unhealthy, codependent, narcissistic dynamic with her daughters. We've seen it, how she exploited Grace's driving abilities and all that stuff for her storyline. We saw it when she said that her daughters are worried about her getting hurt by Jamal, but having no empathy or any wherewithal that this is still their father who's out there hoeing around and is disrespecting their mother and disrespecting them. And then they have half a dozen siblings out there. Like, that's a lot for a child to carry, particularly a daughter to carry. And she doesn't seem to have any empathy or understanding or perspective of what it means to nurture a child. It seems like she looks for her children to nurture her. So have you noticed that too? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, yes, I 100% agree. And when you look at them in the conversations that they have, it's always around her getting married or her not being alone, getting a man. And it's like, when do we start to really talk about what's going on with your girls, and why does it always have to be about you? They're all like her three little crutches. That's what she leans on
Yeah.
when she's going through things. And the conversation that they had on this past episode, it was a little cringy when they were asking her, did she want to get married again? I did like the fact that she said that she doesn't want to depend on someone financially, I believe is what she said. So I like that, but marriage is not the end all and be all of you as a person. And so you really have to be happy with yourself. And right now it just looks like she's not happy and she's starting to project that on her children. I would hate for her girls to grow up thinking that they just have to, getting married is the ultimate thing. Like, really find out about them. Because she's so focused on this, is this the reason why her daughter can't drive? Because it seems like her daughter has been trying to drive for a long time. So, and nothing against marriage and people that strive to have that, but it's more to life than just getting married and being with someone like that. I'll just say that.
100%. And it's also mirroring to your children what healthy relationships look like. And if you're not in a healthy relationship, at least communicating to them what they are like rather than just bashing on what they're not like, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like how do you become a full person who's also able to be in a healthy relationship? And back to our favorite person, Jizzy. Did you hear on the streets I think it was last week, how Giselle had gone on some podcast, I think it was called like All About the True Tea, or not She Who Shall Not Be Named, but it was like one of those podcasts. I can't remember the exact name, but Giselle said that, oh, well, I don't know why Wendy got so mad at Ashley bringing it up to her, because off camera on the phone, I had already brought the rumor to Wendy. And so I had already brought the rumor to Wendy, and we were already on the phone, and she kind of didn't want to talk about it. And I was like, oh, in my mind, I'm definitely going to address this. I'm going to bring this up later. And then Wendy came out and said, okay, that's just a bold-faced lie. That conversation never happened. And now you're just basically making stuff up because you're getting all this public backlash that you did not expect to get. Did you catch? Because Wendy is vindicated and is proven to be true. Did you catch at the dinner when Giselle and Wendy were having their little back and forth, and Giselle goes, well, the only thing that I'm apologizing for is that I should have brought it to you first. Yeah. I should have brought it to you first. And that's what I'm apologizing for. And then Wendy was like, you're right. I can receive that. I should have brought it to you first. Boom. Giselle, you just got caught on camera in a big fat lie. Because if you had actually on phone had a little kiki with Wendy about this rumor prior to everything going down, in that moment you would have said it. You would have said, girl, I did come to you first. I called you privately. We had our own conversation behind the scenes. I was respectful. I did come to you first. But no, you sat your jizzy self up there and you were like, I apologize for not coming to you first. So which is it, Giselle? Did you have this mythical conversation that you pulled out of your butt talking about you already talked to her on the phone about it? Or is it what we see with our own two eyes on television that it literally was recorded of you apologizing for not going to her first? Did you catch that?
Exactly. Yes. And she still doesn't understand what's wrong, period. She still talked to Ashley about it. So you being my friend, I've gone to somebody else that I don't really necessarily deal with, told them what was going on. The person comes back to me and is like, I'm sorry for your affair. Like Ashley, the way Ashley presented it to her, it was like Ashley believed the rumor. Like, oh, now we have something in common. And I would have been mad. Like, what do you mean?
Eddie is not Michael, sweetheart, and my marriage is real, not a contract. So I don't know what you're talking about, Ashley.
Yes.
And that's a really good point. Ashley did bring it to her as if it were a fact.
Yes. So Giselle, I mean, I like the fact that she apologized, but to hear now, because I didn't know about this interview that she did off the show, to hear now that she did this interview, I would be mad again if I was Wendy. Like, this lady is just a lie. Like, she's on TV saying one thing, now she's saying this. We all know that Jizzy is lying, basically.
Jizzy is lying. And then her little green-eyed sidekick, Robyn, she also got caught in a lie because she also wanted to get on a podcast and be like, oh, I didn't know what the rumor was. The production did this weird thing where they did like, they chopped up the scene and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, no, Robyn, girl, you're lying. If Giselle knew it, you knew it. And also on the show, you and Giselle talked about it a couple of times. Oh,
Mhm.
is the rumor? Is that why Wendy's acting like this? Oh, the rumor, is that why? Blah blah blah. So speaking of the boring one on the show, what are your thoughts on Miss Robyn?
Robyn. So last week I was not feeling Robyn. She's like you said, she's boring. She doesn't have a storyline. Today I did like her. I mean, well, I'll say this past episode because I watched it today. But this past episode, I did like her. I like the fact that she was able to dress up and she looked nice at the goddess party.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that she continues to go to this life coach.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that Juan Dixon, is that his name, Juan Dixon?
Juan
He,
Dixon.
yeah, he's fake as well. There's
Very
no
fake.
relationship there. So I guess I'm indifferent about Robyn. Some episodes I like her, some I don't. I'm glad that she's not drinking any more whiskey or whatever they were drinking before, and she's back to somewhat normal Robyn. Hopefully
Mm-hmm.
she gets the backbone to really separate from Giselle. We know though she's gonna go along to get along, and so if Giselle is nice with everybody, Robyn's gonna be nice. So it is. If anything, I'm curious to see more from her.
Likewise, like I feel like Robyn would actually be a rock star if she just got out of her own way and didn't feel like she had to be in Giselle's shadow in order to stay on the show. I think she would do a lot better if she was truthful about her non-existent relationship with Juan, and if she actually put Giselle in her place, because Giselle has put Robyn in very compromising situations. Like we talked about it before, like she went to her opening when she was doing real estate and showed her butt when it came to Monique, and then she got on national television and asked Robyn if she was neglecting her children, and Robyn said yes. And I was just like, girl, are you crazy?
Exactly.
Like, hey, what friend, not even just in front of company, but on national television, has the audacity to look you in the face and ask you if you are neglecting your children? And then what person doesn't have the wherewithal to say no? Like Robyn literally said yes. And then last episode, it was cringy with Carter. Again, your children are not your support system. Your children are your children. You don't go to them with adult problems because they're children.
Yes.
But I did like the fact that she showed her life coach session on camera. I thought that was good. I could tell the life coach was kind of thinking what I was thinking, like, whoa, you actually need a therapist, not a life coach. That's what we all were kind of thinking, right? Yeah, but Robyn's just kind of just, I don't know, she's just really stale for me. Like she just has to get out of it. And the whole Juan thing, I agree that Juan can be more supportive towards her. I definitely agree with that, but I also think he's tired of fronting.
Yes.
Like he's tired of pretending and he's just fed up. And so I think his indifference to her is kind of out of that. I think he's just like, I'm done. I'm done fronting on this situation. So speaking of fronting, what are your thoughts on Mia? Because she is a flippity flopper. She goes from Karen to Giselle to Karen to being a stripper to being an escort to not being a stripper to not being an escort to stripping to not. So what are your thoughts on Miss Flip Flopper Mia?
So I like Mia, and we talked about this prior to us going live. So the only reason why I'm giving her some grace is because of her childhood. Clearly, she comes up with lies, or she tells stories, as they used to say back in the day, to suppress things that have happened in her childhood. So when you're somebody that's so used to always just making things up on the fly or trying to suppress things, you bring that into your adulthood, especially if you don't go to therapy or you don't get help for it. So now it's easy for her to make things up. I believe some of the stuff she's saying, she believes herself, like with her age, that one day she was 34, the next day she was 36. 36.
And
so
we
it's
still
like,
know how old she really is.
Exactly. So I do like Mia. I like the fact that she's working on things with her mom. I like that we're seeing this side of her, and we're seeing the ugly side of Potomac. No offense to her past, but we're seeing that it's not all glitz and glam and just money and bags and all of that. We're seeing that real life happens to these people, and this is someone that has had the chance to come out of her situation, but is she truly healed from it? That's the question. So
No,
those thoughts.
no, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I really like Mia. I think she's a good Kiki. I agree. I think that when it comes to the facts of her life, I think a lot of it is just based out of a pattern of having to hide, having
Mm-hmm.
to pretend, having to make things up, because the truth or the reality is probably very traumatic and probably really hard to bear. So a part of the way that she probably protects herself is by blocking it out. Like, who knows what happened at that restaurant or club or lounge, like what happened to women who work in that field, and not just women who work in that field, women in general. Who knows what happens to people when we're put in very vulnerable situations? So maybe she is blocking some type of trauma that happened with her there. Who knows? And
Mm-hmm.
and just her childhood and everything, especially with her mom, and her mom, the competition she had with her mom. Again, I never speak poorly on anybody's mother or parent, but I just feel like the mom needs a lot of work and Mia still needs a lot of work. Like, Mia was
Yeah.
still that little girl that was so scared of, like, I don't want to say the wrong thing and I'm going to make my mom relapse. That's very childlike thinking. That it's your responsibility, that it's your fault. Like, you can't make anybody else relapse. She is an adult woman. If she chooses to take drugs, she chooses to take drugs. I don't mean that I respect addiction and all of those things, and I know that it is a disease. So I'm not saying that they're choosing to do it, like, oh, I'm going to go ride a bike. I don't mean that, but I mean, if someone has an addiction, that addiction is theirs. It is not their child's fault that the parent has an addiction. But you could tell that she was still taking it on so much, and then the mom was just like, "Well, I didn't like know how to interact with you because you're just like your daddy." And then she goes and tells all these horrible stories about her father and blames everything on me as dad and doesn't take any accountability for herself. And so you kind of see where Mia's wounding and where Mia's trauma has come from, and you kind of see where that is
Mm-hmm.
now in her life, where she kind of has these memory gaps, these fact gaps. And I think when it comes to the group, sure, she flips flops a little bit, but I don't actually ever see her being disloyal. And I think that's
Yeah.
why I like her. Like, she can be like, oh, well, to play devil's advocate or blah, 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 but she never talks poorly about somebody else that way, unless it's like in their face. And so
Exactly.
that I kind of respect about her.
Exactly. I like the fact that she has no problem holding them accountable, bringing stuff up. She is loyal to Karen, which I like that.
Me
Karen was
too.
her friend, but she's willing to be open to get to know these other ladies. I like the fact that she had this lunch, and someone said in the comments that she was what is it, a Yana Van Zant?
Don't mess with my Yana now. She will
Yes.
fix you in a minute. Snatch all the edges and leaves no crumbs.
Yes. So, yes. So I like that. And then of course she's a beautiful lady as well. So I do like her. And I can kind of see past the lies she tells. So
Me
I'm
too.
hoping she's here for many seasons.
Me too. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. Let's see what else is going on. Karen, what are your thoughts on Miss Karen? I loved how she was doing a PSA or whatever it was for Surrey and Potomac, and she gave 0 Fs. She was just like, well, wherever I am, Surrey is. So let's go. And I was like, you know what, Karen, do the damn thing. Like, you can shoot this on the moon, and I'm still here for it. I love Karen. So what
Yeah.
are your thoughts in general on the Grand Dame?
I love her. She is the grand dame. Karen can do no wrong in my eyes. Um, so
Same.
she had a representative from Siri there. So the commercial I think was good. She looks good.
Mhm.
I like the fact that I know her and Giselle go back and forth, but I was team Karen. I just feel like Karen is not mean, like how they try to make her be mean. And so I did think she was reaching though when she kept saying that Giselle wished death on her husband. Uh, that was a reach. And then they showed all the times that Giselle somewhat apologized to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that her and Giselle made up on, well, they somewhat made up. They cleared the slate. We all know that they're going to talk about each other some more, but they
100%.
claim the slate is clean. I like Karen though. She's my favorite on there.
Me too. I like Karen too. Um, she's just a good time. I think she sees through people. I think she knows everybody's number and everybody's agenda, and she knows what's up. So I love Miss Karen. She can adopt me anytime.
What
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what were your thoughts on her relationship with Candace and how it like got bad?
Yes. So my thoughts on Karen and Candace. Again, I think Candace is just so emotionally stunted and immature that I think that she was looking to Karen, um, not even as like a mentor, but more as like a maternal figure, because Candace's relationship with her actual mother is so problematic. I think that she was really looking for a validation through Karen. And I think it really hurt her when Karen, instead of Karen having just blind loyalty to her with the whole Monique situation, that Karen was able to say, no, I'm going to actually stand my ground, which is I understand where Monique was coming from. I don't condone what she did, but I understand what she did. And then she's also like, and also, Candace, I understand that you were really hurt by the situation. I see that you're hurt. I'm not going to pick a side. I see where both went wrong, but I understand both reactions. So Karen was her own person, basically, and
Yes.
had her own mind. She was still a friend, but she didn't do a very juvenile high school thing, being like, well, you hit my friend, I'm not friends with you, blah, 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 which is what Candace wanted. Candace wanted a line drawn. Either you're on my side or you're not on my side. And Karen was just like, I'm on my own damn side. Like, I am the grand dame, and nobody tells me who I can and cannot be friends with. And so I think that Candace so deeply wanted Karen's love and approval and support that she was blinded to the fact that Karen actually was supporting her. And then I also think that Karen was privy to Monique's not lawsuit, but whatever it was, like the legal paper,
Mm-hmm.
motion, documents. I don't know the legal terms, but when the whole countersuit thing.
Yeah.
Karen read what both parties submitted, and she had saw that Candace admitted to, I think she said she didn't admit to throwing it. She was like, I released a wine glass in her face or some BS thing like that. And so Karen was just like, girl, you threw a wine glass in her face and now you're like acting like her retaliating is this big problem, and you can see it on camera. So I think that Karen was able to see both sides and support both sides. Monique was able to receive that
Mm-hmm.
and still be friends with Karen, because like Monique and Karen's friendship did not suffer. The only friendship that suffered was Karen and Candace's. And again, I think it's Candace's very childlike mentality where it's like you're either with me or against me. She doesn't have a greater perspective on things. And I think that she has never fully forgiven Karen for that,
Mm-hmm.
especially because at the beginning of this season, when Karen went to Candace's new house, and Karen basically was just like, I want to start again. I want to be friends, but I did what I did and I said what I said. And I think Candace was looking for Karen to kind of kiss her ass and apologize and all this stuff. And when Karen was just like, we can be friends, but what do you want from me? So I think that is the dynamic there. And I think that's a big reason why Candace doesn't, I'm not going to say she doesn't not like Wendy, because I do think they're on the same side. But I think Candace wishes she had the relationship that Wendy now has with Karen and what Mia now has with Karen. But I think she likes Wendy and I think she likes Mia. But I think she wishes she still had that type of relationship.
Well, she's too stubborn. She's too stubborn. I'll say that. Candace is she Miss Dorothy's only daughter? Like she just it's something about her that she needs everybody on her side. Like you said,
Yep.
she needs vindication and validation a lot of times with everyone. And if you don't give her that, what she wants to just cut ties or she gets nasty with you. And so, and then she's very competitive. And I think that's where the thing with Ashley comes into play. Cause like I said, they were pageant queens, I guess, frenemies. And I feel like Candace came on the show thinking that she was going to replace Ashley, not to bring it back to Candace, but it just seems like she wants to be that center of attention. And the fact that she's not, and the grand dame is not allowing her to be the center, that's, like you said, that's the problem right there. So, yeah, and I'm going to drink a sip of my wine.
Drink drink some wine, and I agree with you. And as you drink some wine, we're gonna bring up a friendly face. Hey, Connie D!
Hi.
Hey, we got a good Kiki now.
Yes.
Hi.
How's it going, ladies?
Good. Hey, beauty. Do you want to share your Kiki with us, sweetheart?
I wanted to say, production was really shady with the whole Karen situation in the Surrey County tourism video. But if you saw,
Not Surrey.
I know it was so crazy. But Karen actually put on her Instagram the actual video, which was shot in Surrey County.
Oh.
Yeah.
So production tried to like play her, basically make it seem like she was doing all this, and we know that was months ago. So she totally went to Surrey County and did it.
Yeah, I think that was a dry run. It was like a rehearsal.
Okay.
Right.
It's like,
right.
this is what we will do when you're in Surrey. And I think Karen even said that. She was like, this was like it was a practice run.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and because they kept showing the Potomac signs, I'm like,
Potomac.
It's
In
like
case you
on
missed
Karen's
it, not
Instagram
Surrey.
right now.
mm-mm-mm.
And then Candace, she definitely is like not looking for real friends the way she treated Karen with the Monique situation,
Yes.
because she didn't take a step back and realize Karen was in a really hard place. And she said that she did not want to take sides. She told Monique she was wrong, but Candace instead wanted her to just get rid of a friend, not thinking, on the other hand, if Karen is so easy to get rid of, like Monique, that quick, why would she not get rid of you that quick? She should have actually been like, that's a good friend who can stand by and say, hey, you're both wrong or whatever, and I'm not in it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know
And
that. Oh, go ahead, Candace.
I was just gonna say that shows you she needs to grow up. She's so into everybody being loyal to her. She doesn't realize, like, if it were me and I saw her turn on Monique, I would have been like, wow, I thought she was your friend too. Are you gonna do that in the future?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree. But what were you gonna say, Candy?
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you. And I think it's also a sign that Candace is unable to take personal accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Monique took accountability. She said, what I did was wrong. And I'm going to therapy to figure out why I reacted this way and what happened. And she's just like, what I did what I did, and it was wrong. I'm going to go figure out why I did it. Where Candace only wanted to stay victim. She didn't want to take accountability for the role she played.
Right.
Because it wasn't just one moment that popped off. It was a lot of stuff that led to that moment. It was talking about Monique's child and the whole, like, oh, are we going to do a storyline saying Chris is the dad, and we're going to say that Monique's trainer is really the dad, and that Monique's miscarriage was actually the A word, and blah, 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 blah. And not going to your friend and saying, hey, girl, this is what they're saying about you. I'm just trying to put you on notice so you know what's up, to watch your back. Mm-hmm. Karen is the one who went to Monique, because Candace didn't go to Monique. Candace went and told Karen. And Candace, being simple-minded that she is, told on herself. She did a whole Instagram live and told the whole world about the thing. And that is why Monique was no longer messing with Candace. But Candace didn't have the wherewithal to understand that. So that moment of Monique getting physical was a long time coming, and it was much, much more loaded than just pow. But she doesn't understand that. And I think Karen has the wisdom and the understanding to realize there's layers to this. People pop off for a reason. But Karen doesn't want to take any type of accountability. Let's give a quick shout out. Evangelist Valerie! She says super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, sweetheart. She was making it drizzle on my girls. Yes. If you want to join us, the link is pinned. Feel free to pop on. If anybody wants to join and kiki with us, feel free to pop on. Thank you so much for the super chat. We really, really appreciate it. What did you guys think about Do you want me to talk about Giselle, or do we want to go into Wendy?
I was thinking Wendy. I'm ready for Wendy.
Let's do Wendy. So what do you guys think about the new Zen Wen? What do you think about her candle lines? What do you think about Eddie with the side chick? Perhaps, perhaps not. What do you think about her, like, reading Giselle for filth? You know, your life you're living now is the karma that God has given you for everything that you've done. And I was just like, preach Wendy all day long. Take it home, take it home. What are your thoughts on Miss Wendy?
So I love Zen Win. In the beginning, I was like giving her the side eye because last season she was against Monique. So, but moving forward, I love the fact that she read Giselle for filth. Giselle, that was a long time coming because I don't think anybody, including Karen, has ever gone off on Giselle like that. And I was like, thank you, finally. And so Wendy, I'm liking her. I like the way she looks. I understand why she got the work. Now I know she had a baby. I just had a baby as well. I think our children are actually
congratulations.
Well, thank you. My baby's like a year now, but thank you. But
and thank you, So Deb, super quick.
Yes.
Thank you so much, So Deb, for the super chat. He says, I just want to say I love this collaboration. # Black Girls Rock. Yes. Black Girl Magic is popping right now. Yes. Thank you, So Deb. We love you.
But going back to Wendy with her getting the work done, I feel like when she came on, she didn't know what she was up against because in this reality star world, especially in Atlanta, because I'm in Georgia, these women get these BBLs, like everything. They're on point. And so I feel like she was competing with that. And so not only did she want a mommy makeover, but she had to step up her game. Like if I was asked to be on Housewives of Atlanta, yes, I would get some work done. I want to be on point. And so I love her glow up. To me, she glowed up. She is standing in her beliefs and how she feels. As for Eddie cheating, I don't believe it. We all know that it appeared to be a rumor made up by that other little person that we know of. Mm-hmm. So I'm liking her every episode. I'm liking her. I like the fact that she is holding people accountable. She wasn't feeling Robyn when Robyn said that she likes how she's passionate about her family or goes hard for her family. Because I was thinking the same thing too, like Robyn. You just tried to come from my family and then you're telling me you like the passion that I have.
Yeah, exactly.
So overall, I like Wendy.
Me too. What do you think, Miss Cotty?
Yeah, like I wasn't feeling Wendy last season. It was just too much forcedness. This season, I'm still a little confused, but she definitely gave me life when she read Giselle for filth. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, because I mean, I can understand that, like, come for me, okay, whatever, but leave the family out of it. And she was right, like Giselle doesn't even understand enough because her marriage failed or whatever, but she doesn't understand enough about that to know that, hey, that's not a line that you play with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, as for her mommy makeover and all that, I say, hey, I'm here for getting any work done that you want to get done. However, I wish we stopped putting fake stuff in the body. Just move your fat around. That's my thing on that.
Yes. Well, I would say for me with Wendy, she's won me over, not 100%. If she came out and publicly said, I apologize to Monique. The mess that I was a part of last season, now that it's happening to me and I've eaten some humble pie and I've eaten some crow, I realized that coming after you and your family was wrong. And I apologize because she was a part of it. She was a part of the kiki, and it was just dirty. And now all of a sudden she wants to, get all big and bad now that it's about her husband and her kids. But who else do you think that they're going to come for? They only come for people who actually have something to lose because they have nothing going on in their own lives that's meaningful. Wendy was exactly right. They don't have real relationships. They don't have real husbands that has something to lose. Last season, I did not like Wendy. I thought she was just too much. She was all over the place. She was really fake, really kiss butt. It was confusing on who she was, this whole 4 degree stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't like that she was Mean Girls with the Green Eyed Monsters. This season, I still think that she is trying to find herself. But what I am here for is that she's being honest about it, that she's letting us in on her journey. I mean, I know that there's been moments in my life where I've been like, who am I? What am I? Do I want to do a candlelight? Maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that there's been times in my life where I felt lost and confused. But you know what I mean? I think anybody who's being honest as human beings, there are moments in our life where we're just like, who am I? What am I doing? What is my purpose? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm happy that she's at least being honest, that she is on a journey to self-discovery. She might be really hella annoying sometimes about it, but I'm happy that she's being honest, because I can identify with having moments of my life of being like, what am I doing? Who am I? What's going on? I'm here for the mommy makeover. I think she looks really good. I think her boobs are popping. I think her butt is popping. I think her stomach is snatched. Yes. The only thing that I was on the fence about, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but allegedly she was lighting her skin. That is where I draw a personal line. I don't believe in lighting your skin. I don't believe in bleaching your skin. If you need to get an even skin tone, that to me is completely different. If you're bleaching or lighting your skin, that just doesn't sit well with me. On the same token, people who try to do tan blackface, that doesn't sit. If you want to get a tan, go ahead. But if you're trying to appropriate a culture, again, I don't like that either. So on both sides, I don't like it. But other than that, I'm like, glow up, Wendy. I kind of like the new her. I like that she's rocking this Fashion Nova outfit. Forever 21 sale rack. Do you, Wendy? Do you? So I'm here for her. I just want her to publicly apologize and acknowledge, because basically what she was saying was everything that everybody said about you was true. That's what everybody said about Giselle last season. You're messing with families, like coming after Monique and Chris and the kids and all of this stuff. And so of course she did it. And she also made the point of, there's been so many rumors in the blogs, but this is what you choose to bring to the show. They could have brought Jamal stuff to the show. They could have brought Michael cheating to the show. They could have brought Juan cheating to the show. There's been so many rumors about Juan and Michael and his girlfriends or whoever, but she was like, but this is what you choose to bring to the show. Like, I see you. Because the only reason why we're talking about it now is because Giselle brought it to the show. So she really did it, and it was horrible. So I like Zen Wen. One thing I don't like that she says, and I want your opinion on it. I don't like how she keeps saying, people want to put me in a box where I have to be like this CNN professor, but I want to twerk and I want to do this and I want to look this way. And my perspective is, the only person putting you in a box, Wendy, is yourself. Like, I don't think anybody really thinks that. There's just being professional and appropriate when you're at work, but then you're allowed to do whatever you want on your downtime. So what do you guys think about that?
I'll say this. I somewhat agree with her, because I think one of them, either Giselle or Robyn, mentioned that what happened to CNN, Wendy, and what happened to this. And so I like the fact that I hate that it's getting to her so much, but I would definitely just stand in what I'm doing, ask for the skin bleaching. And hey, Marcella.
Hey, Marcella. Hey. We had to say hi to Marcella.
Yes.
Marcella is our grand dame.
Yes. Marcella is the grand dame.
Marcella is our grand dame. We love Marcella. Okay, go ahead.
As for her skin bleaching, I don't think she's doing it. Sometimes her pictures, it looks like it's lighting, because on the show we still see her rich chocolate skin, and which I love it. I really hope she's not skin bleaching, but to me it just looks like it's the lighting in pictures. You know how with Beyonce they lighten some of her pictures. So that's all that I think it is. I would hope she's not trying to mess up her skin. I'll say that.
Me too.
I'd say I don't think anybody's necessarily trying to put Wendy in a box, but I think Wendy came off this season feeling like a totally different person. It wasn't like, hey, I'm fun Wendy too or anything. It was sort of like, now I'm I'm this instead of I'm both. And I think that is where it came off as a disconnect. I don't agree with the whole she lacks substance statement that Giselle tried to put out there. But when I looked at Wendy, it almost gave me a sort of like a teenage rebellion phase, is what it feels like to me. Because I know that a lot of times in certain African cultures, it's get a degree, get a degree, get a degree. So I'm not even sure she actually wanted all of these degrees for herself.
Right.
So when she got on reality TV, this may be the actual Wendy, and the 4 degrees that she kept putting down people's throats may not actually be the real Wendy.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Cotty, because I think she even said to her mother last season, I got these degrees for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so concerned of letting her mother down and doing all that stuff. And she had the conversation with her sister, like, oh, what do you think mom's going to think? And you can tell when grown women are paralyzed to make a move because they're concerned about what mommy's going to think, you know there's a problem there.
Right.
You know, of course, we always want to respect and revere and make our parents proud. But when you get to be an adult, you're the authority on you. It's not so much that you're scared to tell your parents of something. It should be you're excited. You should be like, hey, Mom, I think I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Isn't that cool? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it. Not like, Mom, is it okay if I do this? It's like Wendy is a full woman. She has 3 children, a whole husband, and she's like literally having a panic attack about talking to her mom about something. But I agree. I think the Wendy we have now is more in alignment with who Wendy is. And I love that she's doing both. I love that she's twerking it. I love she's wearing box braids. I love she has the mommy makeover. And then she's still on CNN holding it down for Black Girl Magic. I really like Wendy. I just want her to apologize to Monique. And speaking of Black Girl Magic, Black Woman Magic, Miss Bernice!
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I'm fine. I like Wendy. You like you said, she went through a metamorphosis. She, it's like the ugly duckling changing to the beautiful swan, and Giselle and Robyn couldn't handle it because it took the attention off of them. So that's why they came at Wendy like that. Like, who she thinks she is? I didn't tell her to go do that to herself. She didn't have my permission. I'm looking at her like, because even when at the goddess thing, and she still Giselle still running this narrative like, well, I just told it to Ashley, but you told it to Ashley and Robyn 3 or 4 dang times. Come on now, you didn't just do it once. You did it on several occasions. So you kept bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. And all those times you brought it up, you said, well, I should be going to talk to Wendy about this. You never did. So you contradicted yourself. Now, come on now. Really?
Yep.
Like we believe that crap. Come on. And and for her to even to go with this narrative, like, okay, now we know that you admit that you knew that Jamal had a chick on the side while you in a relationship with him. Do you not realize that makes you look real foolish?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That makes you look boo-boo the fool. So you knew going in that you wasn't the only woman in his life. But at the reunion, you was looking all shook and surprised about this information. So you knew and you boo-boo the fool, or you didn't know and you the victim. Which one you going to be? I'd rather not know and I be the victim than I knew and I'm boo-boo the fool, because I just set myself up to get laughed at.
This is the thing. Giselle knew going in. That's why she had her breakdown before she got married, because he was all over the place, and he may have even had outside children at that point. Like he's been out here dipping it and doing it before they said I do. And the father put that on blast, and Giselle herself. Remember, she wrote that book and she called him cheater, shooter, pumpkin eater. So
Yeah.
you knew who this man was.
Exactly.
You knew who this man was. You wrote a whole book about it, and now all of a sudden you're up in arms because Monique brought a binder. Giselle, you wrote a book.
Right.
Like, all about, like, I'm super confused. And Miss Bernice, you're exactly right. The problem that the Green-Eyed Bandits had this season with Wendy is that Wendy was no longer seeking their validation.
Right.
She hooked up with Karen. And so that's why you see in the confessionals, they're like, well, who is this Wendy? Oh, now she's all friends with Karen. She wasn't like this last season. And that's why they kept picking at her, because she was no longer their lackey. So they're like, oh, well, now you're being brand new. Well, now you're the target. Oh, you're with Karen. Now you're the target. We can't control you anymore. Now you're the target.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Candace's nose can't get any more brown by kissing up to Giselle.
And Ashley.
And Ashley too. Yes. Because when she said that, she said, well, she was kissing up to Giselle so much. I'm looking at her like, girl, if you don't bring your nose up out her butt, it's ridiculous. You want her approval so badly that you can't even think for your darn self. You're not being objective or whatsoever, but you always down to your husband. Make that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to that point, Miss Bernice, that's the reason why she's actually having problems in her marriage now. She carried back Giselle's bone to her husband. Giselle said, you're running my coattails. And that was the moment you saw Chris's face change.
Yes.
Yep.
And
yes.
he has been very brand new with her because she got very brand new with him. If that was my husband or my boyfriend or my man, and I was bringing back something like that, I would have been like, and then I told her the F off. And how amazing you are, how you hold me down. I'm so grateful to you. We have a real partnership. Because I'm sorry, I don't care what happens inside my house. Ain't nobody gonna speak on my man like that and think they're gonna get away with it. And then I'm gonna go home and then question my man based on what this chick said about him.
And she definitely should have called Giselle out then, because I would have been like, I'm sorry, you're not in a relationship, but what goes on in mine is my.
She should have pulled a Wendy in that moment instead of being like, But you know what? It goes back to what we said. I said we, like you guys were with me on the other show. I was like, remember what we said, guys? Let me stop. But it goes back to what I said in a couple of other lives, where I do think that Candace uses her mother, and I think she used Giselle to be her mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. She basically said to Chris, and essentially the rest of the world, what she was thinking, but through her mother and Giselle. Because when she had her mom on the phone and she was like, oh, well, Chris is my husband now. And the mom was just like, oh, so does that mean that you're paying him and you're the one making the money and blah, 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 blah. And he's just using you. And she's like, oh, hey, hey, hey. And then when Giselle said it, she's like, oh, hey, hey. And then she went and brought it to him. And she had also told Chris what the mother said. Mm-hmm. I think that Candace wasn't able, I think everything that the mom and Giselle said, I think Candace herself actually was thinking and believing. And instead of saying it herself to her husband, she used them as a mouthpiece. But it was very clear that is what she actually thought, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
She used what they said to basically validate what she was already thinking to bring it to him. She used them to her relate. Like, if she had a problem with it, she should have just said, I have a problem with the fact that you're not working right now. It's bothering me, versus saying, oh, Giselle has said this and my mom is feeling this way. So it's like she's using them to support what she was already thinking. And that's not right. Like, just have this conversation, because in the end, it's making it look like you are allowing these people outside of our home to dictate to you what is right and wrong in our marriage, in our household. And that's not right.
And we're not a unit.
Exactly.
You're not my partner. Right now, you're my enemy. Yeah, 100%. Hi, Miss Pam 7. Do you want to share? Do you have an avatar or a face? Are you there? Hello?
Oh, that is blank.
Okay, that is. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's invisible. Okay.
Come back, Miss Pam 7. Come back when you're avatar or video can show up, and you can join us for the Kiki. All are welcome.
Right. Because Candace is doing the Letitia.
No,
she's doing the Letitia.
Oh, go Miss Bernice and then Cotty.
I'm sorry, Cotty. She doing the Letitia. She letting everybody whisper in her ear. Chris ain't doing this. Chris ain't doing that. When she know Chris is doing the best that he can do, and then you gonna tell him that Giselle said. But wait a minute. I'm waiting for your reaction, because let's like somebody come and tell you, well, girlfriend was over there talking about you. I don't care about her. What did you say to my defense? You didn't say nothing to his defense, and you could see it was like a gut punch. All the air just came out of Chris. Like,
yeah,
my wife don't think I got value. I'm looking like, exactly. Candace, you don't know what you just did.
And remember, he said, I'm not coming. And he said, because you said I didn't even count as a person. So I think she said that probably off camera in a fight, that he did not count as a person. That is a very messed up thing. And again, you have to think about it. He's a man. The pandemic, he hasn't been able to do his passion. He hasn't been able to make money. And instead of saying to your husband, hey, are you okay? How are you feeling? Thank you for stepping in on my career. She wants to bash and emasculate, you know? So I feel bad for Chris, but Cotty, how do you feel?
I know on the show, Candace, she hasn't necessarily stood up to Giselle about that situation. But I think it was like last week or a week and a half ago or so, she did do like a small interview where she really went in on Giselle and basically said that Giselle need to get kicked off the show. How dare she come for families when she ain't got a family? Like, she really went in on her, but I mean, I don't know why she didn't go in on the show. But it seems like Candace is now getting her a backbone for the green-eyed little monsters.
Yeah, maybe she's getting the backbone because she's the backlash that Giselle is getting, and she wants to be on the popular side. Do you know what I mean? Like on the show, she didn't have that smoke for Giselle. She actually went and carried the bone back to her husband. But now that we're all watching and we're all commenting on it, and it is so clear how that was a point of contention in her marriage, and we're all talking about it. Now she wants the smoke because that's the popular opinion to have. Or maybe her just perspective has changed, being able to watch it back. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, because maybe watching it was a different experience than being in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But then I also don't know why Candace expects for these women to respect her husband when she doesn't respect her husband. Like, she emasculates him herself. So why would anyone else have any type of respect for your husband?
1,000%. 1,000%. Hi, Miss Pam 7. How are you?
Hi, Candy Canes. Hi,
Hey.
Denise.
Hey.
I've been trying to get in here to talk to you about my conspiracy theory about Giselle.
You know I live for conspiracy theory. Go.
Okay. Now, I think Giselle has a fake storyline with her daughters. Remember when she took her daughter, Grace, to the DMV for her license? Well, in Maryland, they don't have DMVs. They're called MVAs, Motor Vehicle Associations. So I know she lives close to Virginia, so I think it was staged. Either Giselle is lying about living in Maryland, or because in order to get a license in Virginia, you have to live in Virginia. So I think that her and her girls said, look, leave daddy alone. We will be your beard. We're your beard this season. So that's what I think it is. This whole thing, even everything. And now when she talks to her daughters, I'm like, they're trying to help their mother with her storyline because she does not have one. But all that, and her daughters, if you could look at the little girls in the backseat, the twins, during that whole thing, they were giggling so much they couldn't even keep it up. So I just wanted to share with that. I've been trying to get in to tell you about that so long, Candy.
Well, I'm glad you made it in. Yes. I'm glad you made it in. And you know, over here in my candy shop, and also Candace's candy shop, who is a very special guest. Yes. You know, we love a good conspiracy theory. I live for them. So now I have to go back and watch it through that lens. So thank you, Miss Pam. Thank you for that.
Thank y'all. See y'all later.
You're welcome. Bye, beautiful. Thank you for
Bye.
joining us. Yeah.
But even looking at the scene when she was talking to her daughters in this episode, Grace kept looking over at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about, you know, the relationship with her father and everything. Like, she don't want them to find a man like that, be independent, all that great stuff. And the girls, they got a level head in order. They got to ditch for a mama, but they got a level head. But Grace sitting on the floor, Grace kept looking over to her right, like they was distracting her. Like, stay in the moment, baby. Stay in the moment. Okay, stay in the moment.
They look like they don't want to be there.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and look at it through that
Yeah.
lens. What did you guys think about the Wendy and Eddie moment with their sons talking about Black Lives Matter and police brutality and being black men? What did you guys think about that?
I thought it was a really sad moment.
Yeah.
And it kind of like broke my heart that we have to do this in this country. We have to break our children from being children just to keep them alive.
Mm.
Yeah. I agree 100% with Cardi B. It was very sad to see them having this conversation. This is becoming a staple in our homes with our children now because of everything that's going on. The fact that we got to witness it on TV, I think it's good. They get to see what we go through every day, because with our children, we don't know what will happen as it relates to police officers. Right. So I appreciated it, but it was sad. So
yeah, it was very sad. What did you think, Miss Bernice?
I liked it. I wish they would have had more in detail, as in the reason behind some police officers' mindset is like that, because we were slaves and they still had that slave master mentality, as in they don't see us as humans. They see us as less men. And if we do anything, we always in the wrong, even though we could be in the right. And it doesn't matter. You can be 6 or you could be 96. If you black, you come across the wrong police officer, they may take your life.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to say, I'm happy they had the conversation. A part of it did feel scripted. Like, I feel like Wendy and Eddie definitely had scripted what they were going to say. But I also think that's kind of okay, because only in the sense of, if you're going to have a difficult conversation with your children as a unit parent, you should have had a conversation about what's going to be said, how you're going to communicate it to the kids. So that, I think, is okay to be scripted, but it did seem a little scripted for the show. But I was still happy that they were having the conversation. One thing I didn't like, and it kind of goes to Mrs. Bernice's point, is I hate when people say, oh, they hate us because we're black. Right. No, they hate us because they are racist. There is nothing wrong with our blackness. There is nothing wrong with us. The problem is with them. So when the little boy was like, are they going to see me and I'm black and they're going to think I'm a threat? It's just like, no, they're going to see you because they're racist. And I did like the fact that they're bad people. It's not us. Right. The problem. You know, like, oh, they don't like us because we're black. They don't like us because we're this. No, they don't like us because of their own hate and because of their own racism. We have to make sure we put it back onto the correct person. Right. Right. But I do like that they started the conversation and they opened it up. So I did like that part. You want to know something really funny?
Sure.
We've been on here for an hour and almost 15 minutes, and I just remembered a Scala.
Oh, that's crazy. I like this.
I remembered a Scala. I was like,
She's not Alabaster anymore. She's a scholar. Right. I can call her by her name now. She's a scholar. Like her. Yeah.
And her looks is killing everybody else's.
She's gorgeous. She is a gorgeous girl. And her fashion,
Yes, she is.
she keeps her fashion down.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah. But yeah, she's there. What do you guys think about Escala? I would love to go shopping with Escala. I would actually, Escala seems like she and I would actually like be friends. Like she's a cute girl. I feel like we would go like to brunch and we'd go shopping and be a good kiki. She's great. What do you guys think about Ashley? Ashley's another one who I'm kind of like, I like Ashley, but I feel almost like she's ran her course.
Yes.
To a certain degree, if that makes sense. Like I like her there, but I'm kind of like, stop with the kids and stop with Michael.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. She has run her course. I'm over it. I don't feel like watching her and her kids and Michael. And I know soon, I guess Michael will be going into movies, or I don't know what the deal is that with that.
Creepy enough.
Quick bankruptcy. Let me put it right there.
Marcella!
I love seeing y'all together. This is magic. This is positivity. The energy coming into my room. See, I love all of you guys.
Love you.
Yes.
Love you.
Love you. We love you.
Yes.
I have been busy filming you guys. Oh my God. I'm not finished. This was my first acting debut.
Ooh,
Congratulations!
Yes.
Yes.
I was nervous, but I did my job.
Okay.
That's what you got to do.
But let me tell y'all something that Candace doesn't give Chris a lot of credit, because you guys, Chris helps her with her, keeping everything balanced. And for her mother to discount him, in some marriages, sometimes the woman makes more money than the man. But Chris can cook. This guy can cook. He was doing cooking classes at one point, serving dinners out their home, money. And only Candace knows exactly what her husband does for her. And for her mother to be behind stage, I tell you, that reunion is going to be a doozy, because Chris going to put all of them in their place.
Good. As he should.
He will.
As he should.
He will do
He
it.
should, yes.
And Wendy talking to her sons, I thought that even Giselle talking to her daughters, I wish that she practiced what she preached, Giselle. But you know what? Her daughter seems to be very, very smart. They don't want to see their mother get hurt. And, and they won't follow down in that path. They won't. They are strong-headed individuals. And the same thing for Wendy's sons. It might have seemed a little scripted, but her son was very, very good in asking questions. I'm glad we're having this conversation. And like I said, it's not because we're Black. They just feel because we're Black. It's just that society is, white people don't tell their children, listen to the police and do this. We have to do it in our community, because they feel like we can overpower them.
100%. It's divide and conquer. That's the only way they keep us down. Divide and conquer. That's the only, because if we really united, please, we burn this shit down.
Yes,
that's why they
sure
keep the whole colorism going. They keep everything going because it benefits them.
Yeah. As long as we hate ourselves and we hate each other, they stay in power. That's what it boils down to.
But I gotta say that Wendy's looking good this season, and I don't think she's bleaching the makeup.
Well, that's good to hear. I
think it's the makeup. Yep, you guys, I just wanted to check in with y'all. I just love this collab. I love this collaboration. Candy Shop and Candy Washington. Hey, Cardi B. Oh my God. Cardi B with the grill. The beef need to be on the grill. That was, girl, man.
That was fun yesterday. We had a great time.
Yes, I can't believe it went so long.
It went so long. And for everybody watching, head over to Cardi B's channel. Well, after this, you guys. After we're done with our Kiki. We did a great live yesterday. So go and support Cardi B. Also, go support Speak With Your Girl, Marcella. She gives you great insights on stepping into your womanhood, getting your finances correct, self-love, self-care, relationship advice, just a good old Kiki with Marcella. So please go and support her. Miss Bernice, we love you always. She's a great, I don't know if you do content on your channel, but regardless of not, support Mrs. Bernice as well.
Yes.
Wanted to shout out my beautiful panel.
Miss Bernice is our auntie. She gets us together, and I love it. She's fair with everything. But you guys, I want to talk about soul ties. Working on that. Ooh, and I'm gonna blow y'all out the water with those soul ties.
Okay.
Not blow us out the water.
Yes,
blow y'all out the water.
Yes.
Soul ties.
But I love you guys, and I'm gonna go. I don't know how to check out of here. Y'all gonna have to put me out of here. This is not StreamYard.
No, it's Restream. This is Restream.
Oh, okay.
StreamYard was being too funky. StreamYard was being real finicky with me. I was coming in and out. It was blurry, and I was just like, "Not today, Satan. Not today." So I switched over to Restream.
What we need to do?
Yeah.
What we need to do is all collab to try to get our own YouTube, Black strong women YouTube, and we need to push positivity and everything. Because Lord, the devil has me plenty of times.
Well, the devil is a lie. Nice. ain't nobody stopping us. Look at all this beauty. Look at all this intelligence. Look at all this shine. This has been so much fun. Like my cup is full right now. Like, look at me.
Yeah. So y'all check me out. Check me out.
Yes. Bye-bye. Check out Speak With Your Girl, Marcella. We love you, Marcella.
Bye.
I'll take you out, sweetheart. Okay. Bye, baby.
Okay.
Woo, woo, woo.
That was fun.
That was fun. So any parting thoughts on the ladies of Potomac?
I'll start. So I'm enjoying this season. I can't wait to see what else unfolds. It looks like we have still a lot to see. I am team Zinwin and the Grand Dame. So those are my favorites right now, but that's all I have to say. I just love the fact that these women are coming together and giving us good content.
Yes.
I love Team Win and Grand Dame and a scholar. I can call her a scholar. I ain't got to call her Alabaster no more because she's showing me grit. I love me. I love Mia, but the rest of them can kick rocks. And why is it that Ashley's confessionals, they got her on dark makeup making her look blacker, but when you see her in person, she pale as a ghost? Somebody want to tell me that?
Yeah.
It has that. Am I the only one to notice that?
I think she's
I'm not.
Tanned. I think she's tanned a lot now, and she's really bronzed. But I actually thought she looked really good in the confessionals. I thought she looked really good.
Because when I looked at her, like, damn, her skin is popping. She looking good. Like, okay. Yeah. But where's her nanny at? Dude, she got to take her kid every damn where? Like,
she was popped out the tit. Like, I'm all for it.
Right, like, I'm all for it. Like, okay.
Why does breastfeed everywhere? Who wants to
like,
know?
oh,
You get
okay.
You get
right. Like, come on now. You know, we already know that you know how to pump and freeze. So it's no excuse for you not saying your kid's not available to have milk. I got a 2 hours minimum. I got to go to lunch, and then I got to go home, and I got to feed my kid. That'd be simple as that. But you carting that baby around, that baby is 6 weeks old. That baby shouldn't be doing all that traveling. I'm old school. You didn't see your kid for the first month. I'm sorry, you stayed at home with your kids. They didn't come out. You didn't come out the house with your baby. I'm sorry. You come to my house, I'm gonna spray you down. You can see my baby, but I'm not carting my baby everywhere. If it's not to a doctor's appointment, my baby ain't coming out the house.
Well, I do agree with not taking the baby everywhere. But I do know sometimes, when you got a nurse, those titties start to hurt. You got to expel that milk. It's got to come out.
That's why I said her trip should be a less 2 hours, because I know the pressure builds up and you got to release it. Okay, baby. Okay, they starting to get sore. I gotta go. Bye. That's all I got to say.
Oh, we love you, Miss Denise.
Okay.
Want to share?
Y'all like my hair? I cut my hair off.
Oh wow, it is short, but it's beautiful.
I'm waiting for it to grow back. I got to show you a picture of what I was asking for, but I moved to Arizona like a year ago and I still haven't found a hair salon, and then COVID started, so I kept cutting my hair off.
Yeah.
My hair was halfway down my back. Last year I cut it all off and it grew back to like that much. And so I went to this barber shop and I said, do you know how to do a fade? I should not have.
You know how to do a fade. You got me. Go ahead, girl.
It's a brown nation lady. I'll just say it that way. From a lady from the Brown Nation, and then there was a white guy in there. And because she was a lady,
right?
And I kind of I've had Latin ladies do my hair before, and they're good at doing black hair. But I didn't do that.
Oh, well, you know what? You're lucky. You have a beautiful face. You can rock any hairstyle.
Right.
And it's
Thank
just
you.
hair. It'll either grow back or you can buy some. So you're fine.
Your hair grows a half an inch every 6 weeks.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, you know what I said earlier today on another platform? I said that what is wrong with gizzard neck? Because
everything and anything?
No, you know what she said on that podcast? Did you hear what she said? She said she wished somebody had told her 2 years ago that men cheat. I'm like, girl, you knew that 20 years ago. That's how you wound up in Sing Sing.
Allegedly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. No, you're right. She married that man knowing that he was cheating. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Candace, I think, I have 2 daughters, right?
Yeah.
The oldest one has mixed race, kind of soft textured hair.
Okay.
And my youngest daughter has 4C hair, but both of my girls have long, pretty hair.
Okay.
And I don't know how long Candace's hair is, but I think she's jealous of Ashley because she got long hair. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Really?
I don't think Candace cares about Ashley's hair.
You
Do
know,
you think because she always brings up her forehead?
I've never seen Candace's hair. Have you seen Candace's real hair?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
When have you seen Candace's real hair? But obviously, Ashley has seen Candace's hair because she said it was dry.
No, I think she said the wig.
No.
She said the wig. She said the wig looked dry.
Oh, the wig. Oh, okay. I thought she said Candace had dry hair. My bad.
All good. I think Candace secretly really wants to be friends with Ashley. And I think
they both have
actually,
the same gifts. They both like to sing and dance and
the thing is, there's really no
be in pageants and stuff.
for them not to be friends. They're equally messy and annoying
Yeah.
at times. Like it makes no sense.
They both like attention.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell the people says, hey, the candy shop. That's right.
Sunny.
Hey, Sunny.
Hey. I love it. Well, I'll tell you guys what I think about the ladies. Start with Giselle. Giselle, so egotistical and just has a very distorted perception of reality. I think she's unable to see herself for who she truly is. And I think she does a lot of deflection and she does a lot of denial. And I think she only thinks about how things affect her, which is why you have these cringe-worthy moments with her children where she has no empathy and no understanding, asking the children if they're going to be concerned about her, if they're worried about her being hurt. And that to me is the inverse of what a mother should do. Karen, I love. I think Karen understands the assignment. I think that Karen gets it. I think she reads and sees these women for exactly who they are. I think Karen knows that I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And she's she's riding the wave for as long as she can. She's like, I got my wig line. I'm getting married again. I'm doing these Surrey videos. Bye-bye, Giselle, whatever it is. I think she sees everyone for exactly who they are. Robyn needs a therapist, not a life coach. I think Robyn needs to find love in herself, not even a boyfriend, not even Juan. I think she needs to really return to center and learn how to love herself. I think she needs to cut off her toxic friendship that she has with Giselle. It is nothing but a toxic friendship, and it's really hard and sad to watch. Ashley, I love Ashley, but if she does come back for another season, I need her to show up in a different way. Sure, she comes in, stirs the pot, throws a bone, but it's stale, it's contrived, it's the same old thing. I don't care about Michael. Love your children, but we got it. You're pregnant. You have babies. Check. It's like your Instagram feed when all your friends start to have kids and you're just like, yeah, they're cute, but they're not mine, so I don't really want to see them. It's to that point, Ashley. Calm down, boo-boo. Candace, I actually think Chris really loves you. Don't F up your marriage. Go to therapy and become your own actual self-realized woman and stop being the forever victim. Stop needing everybody else to validate you. Learn how to validate yourself. Learn that taking personal responsibility and accountability is actually one of the highest shows of strength and not weakness. I think she thinks that being accountable makes her weak, but it actually makes her strong. Miss Wendy, as long as you're not bleaching your skin, I am 1,000% Team Wendy. Just apologize to Monique. Continue to fiercely defend your husband, your big chocolate bar, because you actually have something that is worth defending and it means something. So keep your family together, keep your boys together and your little daughter, keep defending your husband, keep busting it open, doing a thing and being on CNN. And I'm excited to see your journey, Wendy, as long as you keep being honest and authentic. You're all over the place, but I'm here for the mess. Escala, call me. I would love to do brunch and shopping. That's all I have to say to you. Mia, you can come. You can join Escala and I for brunch and shopping. You can join the Kiki. Keeping real, I want to see your journey too. Just don't become disloyal. Don't get sucked into the green-eyed bandits. Keep staying true to yourself in your journey. Did we miss anyone?
No, I think that was everybody.
What was it? We did it! What a fun recap! So quick shout out to my beautiful, beautiful co-host, Candace of The Candy Shop. Thank you so much for joining me. Everyone who is watching, I have linked her YouTube in the description box. So please go out, give her some love, give her some sugar babies, give her some candy canes. Definitely give her a subscribe. Shout out to my beautiful Cotty B. Thank you so much for having me on your platform yesterday. She is another phenomenal content creator, phenomenal YouTuber. She's really funny. She has a great perspective. She tells it like it is. I will, once this is over, I will link to her YouTube as well, so you guys can go and subscribe. So thank you, Cotty B. Go find her. Miss Bernice, you're welcome, sweetheart. Miss Bernice, as always, thank you so much for being the auntie with the mostest. We love you. You are hilarious. To be Black Native, you always bring such joy and such fun and such. I love hearing your little personal stories that you always bring to the show. So thank you so much for your support and your love. And to everyone watching, I love you. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. and join the candy cane community. Over here, we just have a good kiki, because kiki is always better with community, and we laugh. I'm really goofy, and we love everybody over here in the candy shop. We just have a good old time. That's
Yes.
it. And share with a friend. If you're watching this on the replay, I want to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comment box. What are your thoughts on the Potomac women? What are your thoughts on this fabulous, beautiful Black Girl Magic panel? Only good stuff. If you disagree with the Black Girl Magic panel, I don't want to hear it. Keep that to yourself. Only positive stuff. If you disagree with my opinion, I don't care. But not to my beautiful panel. I love you guys. I love you, Candy Canes. You guys held it down. Shout out to my mods. Thank you, mods. You show up and you show out. You don't have to, and I appreciate your time so much. So until then, everyone be well, take care of yourself, and take care of each other. I love you. Bye.